Most videos online will tell you to replace your struts and buy new shocks, but that will only cost you thousands of dollars and fix absolutely nothing. The real reason your Kia's suspension is dying right now is something almost nobody is talking about, until now. 5. Low-profile tires. Let us start with how your car looks. Over the past few years, Kia has changed their styling game. They introduced aggressive packages like the GT line, the X line, and the Nightfall editions. People buy these trims because they look incredibly sporty. A huge reason for that stance comes down to the wheels. You see K5 sedans, Sportages, and Tellurides rolling off the lot on massive 19-inch or 20-inch alloy rims wrapped in very thin, low-profile tires. They look fantastic, but they hide a massive physics problem. Most drivers think metal coil springs and shock absorbers do all the heavy lifting. They do not. The rubber sidewall of your tire is the actual first stage of your car's suspension. That flexible rubber compresses to absorb the sharp impact of rocks and potholes. However, low-profile tires lack that vital vertical rubber. There is not enough physical material to absorb a hard hit. What happens when a heavy Telluride on 20-inch wheels hits a standard city pothole? The tire instantly bottoms out against the rim, and that kinetic energy shoots straight up through the wheel spokes and shock absorber shaft. Basically, you'd experience what this guy from Reddit did. Finally, all that violent energy slams directly into your McPherson strut bearing plates and lower ball joints. Over 30,000 miles, this unmitigated shock force does permanent damage. It accelerates wear on the rubber isolator inside the upper strut tower mount bearing, causing it to crack and harden prematurely. Even worse, the sudden impacts create massive pressure spikes inside the sealed shock absorbers. Those spikes literally blow out the internal hydraulic seals. The dampening fluid leaks out, and your smooth ride is gone forever. You have two practical ways to fix this. The smartest fix is downsizing. This Reddit user sums it up pretty well. The bigger the wheel, the harsher the ride. You remove the factory 20-inch wheels and install 18-inch wheels instead. This is called a -2 fitment. You buy new tires with a much taller rubber sidewall. The overall height remains exactly the same, so your speedometer stays accurate. But now, you have vastly more rubber cushion. The ride quality improves instantly, and physical stress on your suspension drops to almost zero. If you refuse to give up those giant wheels, you must become obsessive about tire pressure. Overinflating a thin tire by just 3 psi turns it into a rolling block of concrete. You must run those tires strictly at the exact pressure printed on the driver's door sticker. Check the pressure manually every single week, especially when temperatures drop. Finally, when buying replacement tires, switch to a Grand Touring compound. These tires are built with a softer sidewall. This one simple change dramatically cuts the harsh kinetic stress transferred right into your expensive metal suspension parts. 4. Sway bar links. Now, what if your Kia is already making a terrible noise? You drive over a small bump at low speed, and you hear a highly aggressive, hollow clunk. It rattles over every single crack in the pavement. It sounds like the entire front end of your vehicle is falling apart. This brings us to the ultimate suspension decoy, the sway bar end link. This part is a notoriously weak link across Kia's global lineup. You will find this exact failure on the Forte, the Optima, the Sorento, and everything in between. The sway bar link is a short metal rod that connects your anti-roll bar to your suspension strut. Its only job is to keep the car sitting flat when you turn a corner. At each end of this little rod is a small, greased ball joint. Here is the fatal flaw. The original factory parts use extremely thin rubber dust boots to protect those joints. After a couple of years, normal engine heat and weather exposure cause that cheap rubber to dry rot. The boot becomes brittle and splits open. Once that rubber tears, rainwater and road grit pour directly inside. The factory grease washes out immediately. Now, you have a dry metal ball grinding violently inside a dry metal socket. That grinding creates the horrible noise. Because this link bolts directly to the main frame, the noise echoes through the entire metal chassis. A tiny loose joint sounds catastrophic from inside the cabin. This exact noise is where you will lose serious money. Service centers hear that loud clunk and jump to expensive conclusions. Mechanics frequently misdiagnose this issue, either out of incompetence or to get a bigger payday. They will tell you that you have a completely failed strut assembly or destroyed lower control arm bushings. They will hand you a repair quote for $1,200 to $1,800. Do not pay it. You can perform the simple bounce and shake test yourself. Jack up the front corner of the car. Grab the sway bar end link with your hand and try to move it in all directions. If you feel slop or hear clunking as you wiggle it, the link is bad. You can also tap it with a hammer while a helper listens for the hollow rattle. The fix is incredibly cheap. Do not buy another factory Kia replacement link. It will just fail again. Instead, buy a heavy-duty aftermarket link from a trusted brand like Moog. These upgraded parts cost about $20 each. They feature a much thicker polyurethane boot that does not dry rot like factory rubber. More importantly, they come with actual grease fittings, known as Zerk fittings. Every 15,000 miles, connect a grease gun and pump fresh grease in. It flushes out trapped dirt and keeps the metal perfectly lubricated. You spend just $40 on parts, it takes 20 minutes to bolt them on, and that terrifying clunk is gone for good. 3. Seized alignment bolts. Sometimes the biggest threat to your vehicle is a part that absolutely refuses to move. This brings us to the rear of your car. Specifically, the independent multi-link rear suspension found in the Sorento, the Sportage, and the Telluride. But before I explain the problem, why don't we take a moment and hit that subscribe button? It supports the channel in helping you solve car problems and save thousands of dollars on issues you probably never even expect before the bill arrives. And now, let's get back into it. To keep your car driving straight, the rear wheels need a proper alignment. During an alignment, the mechanic adjusts two angles called camber and toe. They do this by turning a piece of hardware called an eccentric cam bolt. This bolt passes straight through the middle of a lower control arm bushing. The bolt is made of raw steel. The inner sleeve of the rubber bushing it slides through is also steel. This design creates a massive environmental trap. These control arms sit very low to the ground, directly in the splash zone behind your tires. Every time you drive on a salted winter road, these bolts are bombarded with corrosive water. This exposure triggers a chemical reaction called crevice corrosion. Salt water gets trapped between the bolt and the sleeve. Heavy rust blooms. Because rust expands, it acts like a wedge. The bolt rust welds itself solid to the inside of the bushing sleeve. You will have no idea this is happening until your car hits 60,000 miles. You take your Kia in for a routine $80 alignment, expecting to leave in an hour. Instead, the mechanic brings bad news. They cannot turn the rear alignment bolts. They are seized solid. And if you think the dealership is going to help you, look at what happened to this Sportage owner. Their master mechanic determined the rod end was seized and could not be adjusted for the alignment. Their recommendation was to install a new steering rack. Forcing it spins the sleeve, tears the bushing apart, and turns a routine alignment into a full control arm replacement. Your $80 alignment just turned into a $1,000 repair bill. You can stop this disaster, but you must beat the clock with a preventative extraction. Before your car reaches 30,000 miles, take it to an independent mechanic. Tell them you want the rear toe and camber bolts pulled out and greased. The mechanic will slide the bolts out while the metal is still clean. They will coat the metal shank heavily in marine-grade copper anti-seize paste before putting them back. Marine-grade anti-seize repels salt water and prevents metal from bonding. This job takes about 1 hour of labor, costing around $120. But that single hour permanently inoculates your rear suspension. 10 years from now, a wrench will turn that bolt like butter. No ripped bushings, no cutting frames, and no massive surprise bills. 2. Bushing bind error. Now let us look at how a simple human error at the repair shop can destroy your car in just a few weeks. This problem specifically targets Kia's most popular cars, like the Soul, Seltos, Rio, and Forte. These smaller vehicles use a coupled torsion beam axle in the back. That means there is one solid thick metal beam stretching entirely across the rear of the car, connecting the left and right wheels. This steel beam connects to the main frame using two massive rubber trailing arm bushings. These rubber pieces act exactly like hinges, allowing the metal beam to swing smoothly up and down over bumps. Eventually, you will need to replace these rubber bushings or install new rear shock absorbers. The mechanic will raise your Kia on a 2-post hydraulic lift so they can work underneath it. When the car goes up, gravity pulls the heavy wheels and the solid steel beam straight down. Mechanics refer to this position as full suspension droop, where the beam hangs at its lowest possible angle. Here is exactly where the mechanic makes a hidden mistake. They install the fresh rubber bushings and slide the heavy steel pivot bolts through. Then, while the car is still hanging in the air, they grab a loud impact wrench and fully tighten those pivot bolts. That single action ruins the entire repair instantly. Tightening the bolt locks the inner metal sleeve of the rubber bushing into that steep downward angle. When the mechanic lowers your car back to the floor, the heavy weight of the vehicle pushes the chassis down, forcing the wheels back up into their normal driving position. This creates a major mechanical failure known as bushing bind or preload. Because the rubber is tightly twisted, it acts like a wound-up rubber band, constantly fighting the heavy weight of your car. Even when your Kia is parked quietly in your driveway, that rubber bushing is under severe, aggressive twisting stress. On the road, the results feel terrible. The permanently twisted rubber resists natural movement, creating a harsh, bouncy ride like a wooden wagon. If you hit a bump on the highway, the rear end of your car might skip or fishtail sideways because the wheels bounce right off the pavement. Worse than the bad ride is the physical damage. You just paid $600 for a professional repair, but because the mechanic tightened a bolt at the wrong time, that expensive job was doomed before you even left the parking lot. You will have to pay another mechanic to do the exact same work all over again. There is a permanent, simple fix called the loaded torque rule. When you hand over your keys, tell the service advisor you want the rear bushings properly clocked. The suspension pivot bolts must be left loosely finger tight while the car is up on the lift. The mechanic must lower the car all the way to the ground so it carries its own natural weight on a drive-on lift. Only then, with the suspension sitting fully compressed in its relaxed position, should the mechanic fully tighten those pivot bolts to factory specifications. This locks the rubber bushing into a perfect neutral state. When you drive, the rubber just flexes slightly up and down instead of twisting to failure, keeping your ride smooth and making the bushings last for years. 1. ECS sensor faults. Now let us move away from a simple mechanical mistake and look at a high-tech electronic nightmare. This applies if you drive a high-end Kia like the all-electric EV6, the Stinger sedan, the K900, or a Telluride with self-leveling rear shocks. These premium vehicles use a highly advanced system called electronic control suspension. A central computer brain constantly talks to G-force sensors and special wheel height sensors near the tires. The system reads the road surface in milliseconds. If you hit broken pavement, the computer opens tiny internal valves inside the shocks to soften the ride. If you take a sharp corner, it closes those valves to keep the car perfectly flat. But this smart system has a fragile weak point: the wheel height sensors. These are small plastic linkage arms attached directly to your lower suspension arms. They read exactly how high the wheel is sitting and send that data to the computer through a thin wiring harness. Sitting next to the spinning wheels, these sensors take a violent beating. Road debris can snap the plastic arm in half, or deep puddles can force water into the wiring connector. When water or salt gets inside that plug, it ruins the electrical connection. The computer instantly loses communication with that wheel and panics. To protect the vehicle, a strict fail-safe mode defaults the shock absorber to maximum stiffness, locking the internal valves completely closed. You will feel this fail-safe mode instantly. Your luxury Kia will suddenly ride exactly like a rigid racing go-kart. The suspension will have zero give. Every tiny crack, bump, or rock in the road will violently jar your passengers. The smooth, premium ride you paid for vanishes instantly. This Stinger GT owner found out the hard way exactly how bad this fail-safe mode actually is. This exact situation is where the dealership trap begins. You take your jarring, incredibly stiff car to the local service center. The technician plugs in a diagnostic scanner, pulls an ECS fault code, and the computer flags the strut as unresponsive. Most dealership technicians are very busy and will not look any deeper than that scanner screen. They will confidently tell you that the entire expensive electronic strut assembly has permanently failed. They will hand you a printed repair estimate to fully replace the strut. One single electronic shock absorber can easily cost $900 just for the part alone, completely ignoring the expensive labor costs. Do not accept that expensive diagnosis blindly. You must check for sensor ghosting first. Before you spend a single $1,000, go home, park the car, and grab a bright flashlight. Look closely behind your wheel at the lower metal control arm. Find that small plastic wheel height sensor mechanism. First, physically inspect the little plastic linkage arm. Make sure it is not snapped in half or hanging loosely. If it is actually broken, you can buy just the small sensor arm itself for extremely cheap. You absolutely do not need a whole new shock absorber. If the plastic arm looks solid and unbroken, check the wiring. Trace the wire down and find the electrical plug that connects the harness to the sensor body. Squeeze the plastic locking tab and firmly disconnect that plug. Look inside. You will almost certainly find dirt, road grit, or cloudy moisture hiding inside those tiny metal connection pins. Take a cheap can of electronic contact cleaner spray. Spray the liquid cleaner generously inside both sides of the unplugged connector. It effortlessly washes away all the dirt, grease, and trapped water causing the bad signal. Next, take a small squeeze tube of dielectric grease. Pack a generous little bit of that clear grease right into the open plug. This special grease seals out all water and perfectly waterproofs the connection against future puddles. Push the plug firmly back together until it clicks loudly into place. 9 times out of 10, cleaning that dirty plug fully restores the clear electrical connection. When you start the car again, the main computer finds the clean sensor signal immediately. The computer realizes the strut is fine and clears the scary fault code automatically. The shock absorber valves unlock, and your smooth, soft, luxury ride returns immediately. You just fixed a massive suspension problem with a cheap spray can, and you saved yourself thousands of dollars in totally unnecessary hardware replacements. These are the exact hidden secrets that keep your car out of the expensive repair shop and keep your hard-earned money right in your pocket. If this video helped you understand your Kia better, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss another money-saving breakdown. And yes, if you feel like your Kia is draining unnecessary gas, watch the next video for ways to fix it.